The watch you're about to see in this review has undergone a name change since I actually did the review. It's now called the Q9. Before it was called the Q8 Professional, and I usually referred to it as just the Q8. But it's actually the Q9. Take notice, that's what you'll be ordering. Now, on with the review. Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're on a Valentine's Day parade, getting ready for the upcoming holiday with women's watches. And we have another entry from Rundoing. Rundoing has created a watch that, in addition to being an attractive watch that works for a woman's arm, is also one that has very interesting stuff in it, including intelligent predictive ovulation day. So if you're doing some family planning, this might be a really interesting watch, bringing a new feature to smartwatches. Check the show notes for a buying link to pick this one up, the Rundoing Q8. As far as specs go, we've got all of this stuff: heart rate monitor, fashion fitness tracker. These are the languages supported. It's a small subset, but for the European market, I guess, it's covering a lot of them. There's no detachable battery, it says. It does a pedometer, sleep tracker, all those kind of typical aspects of a smartwatch. And as you'll see, it's an attractive little watch. Got a small battery, enough to last for a few days before you need to charge it. 1.22 inch, and it says professional waterproof, which generally means splash proof. You don't want to swim with it, but you might be able to like do the dishes and splash a little water on it. Just be careful. Okay, let's take it out and take a look. Wow, yeah. Now it's a little larger than some of the women's watches and smaller than some of the men's watches. So if I were to, I don't even know which way is up on this, but it doesn't matter, just to show you briefly. If I were to put it on, yeah, it looks about right to a little small for me. And for a woman's arm, it would be about right to a little large. But yeah, nice gold band. Overall gold watch, no buttons around it at all, so it's going to be a really smooth watch experience. Can fashion match with just about anything. In the box we also have the 2-port charging dongle, which is a magnetically coupled little thing. Open that up and you have USB connector, can plug into your standard phone charger or the USB in your car, or even on an airplane these days they've got the USB connectors. And oh, it doesn't want to go that way. That way, yep, sucks right in. Not quite strong enough to hold the watch, almost. But you're not going to be doing that. You're just basically going to be slapping that on, plugging that in, and charging it up, which we're going to do in a minute so we can get ready to give you the full review. But first, he says, let's take a look at the user's manual. Oh, this is an odd one. It falls out, and it's got English on one side, it looks like. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gee. Okay. Does it go down or up? I'm going to go down, I think, on this one. Wow. You can skip past this if you'd like to. You know what? I'm just going to show you 2 pages at once. Get through it faster. You scroll back and forth. We do this again, I mentioned, for those of you who are new, we show the manual on the screen for you because it's often difficult to try to find these manuals if you lose yours or if you want to read up on it before you make a commitment to buy. There's a lot to these things, and sometimes I miss a few points. It's using the H-band tethering app. That's good. We've already done reviews on that, so we'll probably give you a link in the show notes to take you over to watch a video about that particular tethering app. And more pictures and more stuff. Wow, looks like I'm into Chinese down there, huh? I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. Usually they go over the basic operations. There's some stuff here on firmware updating and whatnot. Good stuff to know that you may not need to see right away, but you might need to see later. Yeah, and then it's Chinese down here. Interesting. Ah, another fold-out page. Okay. Now we're talking blood pressure, music players. Yeah, all sorts of basic stuff. Okay, there we go. Anything English on this side? No. Okay, it's all Chinese. All right, let's charge it up, and yeah, I'm interested to see what this will do. Heart rate monitor, charger, and very bright gold design. Cool. Now again, there's no buttons on this watch anywhere on the sides. You have one hotspot down at the bottom, and that turns it on, and it guides you through all of the different screens that you've got here. There's this nice digital time as one of the watch faces. Then you have these kind of rotating circles showing your progress on your step count. I got to be quick. And heart rate will show up here. It's doing your blood pressure in beats per minute. 2 diodes covering it. Let's go ahead and exercise this. Now, while it's doing that, I want to tell you in a moment, we're going to take a look at the app for this one. It uses the H-band app, not necessarily the H-band 2, which is a newer one, but an updated version of the H-band. We're going to take a good look at that one because it does stuff I've never seen before in an app. All right, so as you can see, this is working. We're getting the heart rate. Then we've got blood pressure, same thing, systolic and diastolic. If you remember at the beginning, I showed you the purchase sheet for this Rundoing Q8, and I purposely put it on a display that showed you intelligent predictive period calculations, safety reminder, and intelligent predictive ovulation day. All that has to do with family planning. Oh, look at that. It couldn't get a good reading, so it gave me an XXX. Nice to know. It's not going to give you bogus information. You get the idea, so we'll skip through it. You have your last night's sleep time on here, and then you can install a countdown timer. You preset that on the app, and it'll count. If I don't stop talking, it's going to go back to the beginning. You can preset the time you'd like it to count down, and then when you activate it from that screen, it'll vibrate when it gets there. You also have press and hold a stopwatch, which you can start, and it'll run for, I don't know, ever, I guess, calculating hours, no, minutes, seconds, and hundredths. So at 1 hour, it's going to loop through. So it's just for short timing. You can pause it, and you can start it, and a long press, of course, will completely reset it again. And then you get into all of the different exercising. Press and hold. I guess we have one exercise. There it is. You got your time, calories burned, distance traveled, step count, in other words. And it's calculating heart rate, which is not accurate because I'm not really attempting to be on it right now. If it doesn't time out on me, I can pause it, and it's in pause mode, or I can go back by long press, and that'll take me back to the beginning, where it just says start exercising. And then the next one brings you the light bulb that tells you all about it. Okay. For the watch faces, I believe we changed those in the app. So let's jump over and take a look at the app now. You ready? The app we're looking at for this Rundoing Q8 smartwatch is the H-band app, not H-band 2, the newer version, but the original H-band app that's recently had an update to incorporate some of the female analysis in it that you're about to see. Let's go ahead and open it. When you download it from the Google Play Store, you can use a link down below and get it all set up. You'll dump yourself into the dashboard right here. It will connect once you get it tethered to it, which is a straightforward process. It's already been connected to this one, so it should link up here in just a moment. While it does that, there it goes. You see I've just run off a few steps so far today, and it's reading the data. And then it logs in whatever it's got, including your sports information with charts right here, your overall steps and hours of exercise on the dashboard, your sleep time, heart rate, and blood pressure. All of those things are right here. Your running tab, is where you can actually use the GPS in your phone to do a run, and you can activate it right here and get historical record of that information on this tab. And the third tab is your overall settings, where you have the device information, setting your goals for sleep time and so forth. Units change from imperial to metric, a theme that you can adjust, and then basic stuff, including the ability to tie in with a third-party platform called We Run, and that would transfer data over to that particular app. Okay, we're going to look at these two things in detail. Up here is where you put in your overall parameters. Now you notice it sets for male. Watch this. If I go into gender and I change it to female and I confirm it, it asks whether or not I want to set the female cycle function. I'm going to say yes. And look what it gets. It gets all these different things that you can choose your status. Are you preparing for pregnancy? In which case it's going to calculate your ovulation time. Are you already pregnant? Are you a mother? Do you want it to record your menstruation? Each of these options are different. If I choose this one, for example, I can get the period length, cycle length, date of last period that you put in here and hit save. Or if I go in here again, well, I guess it took that. Okay, we'll save it. Anyway, you can play with the other ones. I believe you get different options for each of those. So in this case, it's going to calculate the menstrual cycle, and it's going to base that on what you just put in as the active date. Now, I'm going to leave here because the rest of this you could set. I only set the gender, but of course you could give your own name and change all of these parameters, including your skin color that you can optionally set here. Whatever color conforms closest to your skin, you could set. And it'll take that to help improve the biometrics from the diode. Hit save. Now, I'm going to come back here to dashboard and watch what changed. Never seen this in an app before. There's your step count, your exercising, your sleep time, your heart rate, your blood pressure. And look, we have a new entry for female. Now, there's no data right now. Ah, here we go. We're back to the status. So let's try preparing for pregnancy. You want to set it to preparing for pregnancy? Yes. And now you get that same page here. And you could set the date of your last period, I don't know, a couple of days ago. Hit save. And here we go. So it's giving you the pregnancy probability is less than 1%. So that's your safety factor. Depending on if you want safe or unsafe. Are you trying for a child or not? That information is there. And you can hide it, I guess, as well. So that, plus your menstrual cycle days, all of that stuff is calculable within the app, and you put the data in on your own physiology. That's how you use this when it's set up for female. And like I said, the band and the watch and everything, they're kind of unisex. You can set it and wear it as a male or a female. It's in that middle range. It's a little large for a female, but not too excessively large, and it's average, little small for a guy, but it still passes as well. And if you remember in the last review of the H2, the ladies' watch we just did, these complement each other really nicely. A his and hers if you want to, or a hers and hers. She could wear either one of these, and of course this one does the female cycle information. This one doesn't have that level of sophistication because it's not using the H-band app. But nonetheless, you got two great options here from Rundoing. Check it out, yeah? Oh, it's going into the automatic heart rate on this one. Mrs. Tix just loves that one. What else can I show you in here? The dashboard is basic. You go into hour by hour, what it's accumulated in terms of step count and such. You got yesterday, 2 days ago. We've reviewed this overall app before. The update of the female section is what's pretty much revolutionary with it. In the settings, you go into the Q9 itself. Here's where you can set up message notifications from all these different apps that you have. So you will get push notifications on the watch directly from the apps in your phone that you pre-select. phone calls, and you turn them all on and off right here in the selection area. You've got alarms. You can set up the sedentary thing, a heart rate alarm, which is really cool. It'll alert you if your heart rate gets too high. Turn your wrist to see the time. Pairing the device. The blood pressure private mode. This is where you set your normal blood pressure that you get from your doctor. If he says that you're hypertensive and around 128, 29 over, I don't know, 85 or something, and save that, then when it does your blood pressure reading, it takes that factor into consideration in the deviation that it sees in your current blood pressure based off of your normal one. So that's what that's all about. You can set your screen on time when you twist your wrist to show the time. It recommends 5, but oh my goodness, look at this. You can go all the way up to 30 seconds. Let's confirm that and save it. And now if I twist the wrist, it comes on. Let's see, does it turn off? Oh, it's going to stay on for a full 30 seconds. So if you're really working out and you want to keep an eye on what's happening on your screen and you're not concerned about battery power, this is a great way to get longer life on your screen on setting. Really nice to see that. You have a switch setting. It can detect when you're wearing it. You can do heart rate automatically and blood pressure automatically, and then see those on the chart when it transfers it back to the app. Find your phone. We have the stopwatch function on. Whoa, I touched my little slider. That's how I adjust the brightness. And a disconnect reminder that will, cause it to vibrate and your phone to ring if you get out of distance from Bluetooth. So all of those are there. Overall brightness adjustment. It's right now set for its brightest, but you do have a little bit of control. You can dim it down, you can brighten it up, and you can go into automatic, where it'll adjust supposedly to the ambient light around you. I like to keep it at the brightest. That just seems best for me, because it's not a totally really bright screen, but it's adequate. You gotta, take your photo. You can use this to trigger that. You've got the countdown timer. That's what we just showed you. I've got it set for 10 minutes, but you can change it if you want to. If you turn that off, the interface won't even appear on the watch, so you don't have to cycle through it when you're going around. You can reset the password and so forth. Check the firmware and clear it and disconnect your watch. And that is all of the stuff going on with the original H-Band app. Nice, huh? Okay. What about this watch? It's available from Rundoing, just like the really pretty H2 is. And check in the show notes for a hot coupon. We're getting them from time to time from these guys. I believe right now there's a $16 coupon discount going on. I know it applies to this one. It might apply to that too. I don't know. Check it out. We'll see. And other than that, this is really impressive. We're moving into more biometric monitoring and reporting to actually give you useful, meaningful information, especially for the ladies out there. You've been watching Smartwatch Tips. We really appreciate your subscription and telling your lady friends to come and take a look at smartwatches. They're not scary, they're fun. All right, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. And one final note. The name of this watch has changed from what you saw in the review. We called it the Q8 or Q8 Professional, and now it's officially been renamed to the Q9, which happens to match the name in the watch when you set it up for tethering. Good. I'm glad it's gotten straightened out. All right, that's it for now.